brother with a friend who wishes to become a member of this lodge of the Independent Order of Oddfellows.
A brother most noble with a friend who wishes to become a member of this lodge of the Independent Order of Oddfellows.
I meant that.
Come, come, prepare, prepare, for dust thou wert, and unto dust thou must return. Go down on thy bended knees. Now, presumptuous mortal, where is thy greatness? Lo, leveled with the earth. This is the state of man. Today he puts forth tender leaves of hope. Tomorrow blossoms and bears his blushing honors thick upon him. The third day comes a frost, a killing frost. And when he thinks, good, easy man, full surely, his greatness is a ripening, and then he falls as thou hast done. Boast no more of thy strength and power. Thy greatness is only like a vapor, this moment present, but the next it flieth. Arise and stand. Presumptuous thou art, and through the dreadful tracks of life thou hast to pass. Show me the fortitude which becometh a man. For if the fatherless children or widow thou hast wronged, now is the time to confess, when deep remorse of conscience stares thee in thy face, and thoughts of the blackest hue harrow up thy soul.
Stir up the furnace. Make it 10 times hotter than it wants to be made.
The ponderous chains prepare.
Be ready at a word to bind the victim to a stake.
No refuge for the stranger can be found.
Here is water on your right, fire on your left. Beyond you, a yawning gulf, and before you, sharp-pointed instruments of death. Brethren, behold the victim, here created stands. Shall we desist in these rites, or still go on?
Go on!
Go on. Ye favored brethren, now appear, and guard this stranger to yon awful throne. 'Tis there the best of secrets are made known.
What is it you require at present?
A light.
If you said light, could you tell the person who proposed you?
Yes.
Is it thou?
Yes.
Turn thine eyes to that haggard, hideous-looking figure, a lecturer silent, but a sovereign power. To vice, confusion, but to virtue, peace. Contemplate that dismal, ghastly emblem of what thou art sure to be, and what by the visitation of divine judgment thou mayest soon become. View it thoroughly and reflect and seriously meditate on the solemn admonition. Should thou prove faithless, remember thy end.
Remember thy end.
Child of mortality, whence comest thou? Why is thy countenance sad, and why are thine eyes red with weeping?
I have seen the rose in its beauty, spread its leaves to the morning sun. I returned, and behold, it was dying upon the stalk. The grace and the form of it was gone. Its loveliness was vanished away. Its leaves were scattered to the ground, and no one gathered them again. I have seen man in the pride of his strength. His cheeks glowed with beauty. His limbs were full of activity. He walked, he ran, he leaped. He rejoiced that he was more excellent than the rose. I returned, and behold, life was departed from him, and the breath from out of his nostrils. Therefore do I weep, because death is in the world. The spoiler is among the works of the Almighty. Alas, all that is made must be destroyed. All that is born must die. Therefore, I will yet weep a little longer. Then mark, it is appointed for man once to die, and after death to come to judgment. But if thou prove deceitful, remember thy end.
Remember thy end.
You may think it strange that you cannot be admitted in any other way than blindfold. The reason is we have certain obligations to administer, which you will shortly hear. This is our venerable Warden. As a token of respect to him and his office, make him a low bow.
How old are you? What trade or occupation do you follow? Can you keep a secret? But will you? Be serious while I address thee. Old and feeble as I now appear, I have one well-known maxim to impress on thy mind. Knowest thou that at all times and in all ages and seasons, the best and the wisest of men have been taken for oddfellows? Knowest thou that becoming a brother oddfellow will not degrade thy character if thou behavest as is the duty of an oddfellow? The foundation stone of our order was laid by our forefather Adam, and remains unsullied at this moment. It is such well-recommended characters as thou art, who ought to become pillars and ornaments of that order, whose moral precepts, if strictly attended to and acted upon, will exalt thy character among all good men, give to thy conduct the serenity resulting from a clear conscience, and point out to thee the bright beams of hope and happiness in another and a better world. I shall now take it upon me to cause thy introduction to our worthy Vice Grad. Pay strict attention to the charges which will hereafter be given thee. If thou prove deceitful, remember thy end.
Remember thy end.
Conduct him to our worthy Vice Grad.
Stranger, as you have now entered within these sacred walls, you are never to make known the secrets of this, our order, upon any pretense or purpose whatever. Do you think you can comply with these rules?
Yes.
Stranger, it appertains to the duty of my office to administer to you a solemn and binding obligation which we have all taken. One perhaps more serious than any you have hitherto taken. Yet it is one which will not compromise those highest and exalted duties which you owe to your God, your country, family, or fellow man. And with this assurance from me, are you willing to take such an obligation?
Yes.
Restore him to light and liberty. Place your left hand upon this holy and sacred book, and your right hand upon your left breast, and repeat after me this solemn oath. I do, in the presence of Almighty God, and of this legal lodge, most solemnly and sincerely swear, that I never will, on any occasion whatsoever, tell, show, or give, or by any other means whatsoever, make known the signs, tokens, passwords, or grips, belonging to the Independent Order of Oddfellows. And I also further swear that I will never wrong a member, nor see them wronged, without apprising them of approaching danger. Should I be expelled or voluntarily leave the order, I shall consider this my oath as binding. Out of the order as in it, without any mental reservation to the contrary, so that living it shall live with me, and dying it shall die with me. So help me God, and keep me steadfast in this my most solemn oath. Kiss the book. Stranger, you have now entered into a society which is far more important than you may at first imagine it. It is quite conformable to all laws, religion, and sound morality, nor does it admit anything contrary to the allegiance we owe to our country or the duty we owe to ourselves. Let good conduct procure you the praise and esteem of your friends and family. Let strict caution guard you against making any undue discoveries to the uninformed, so that by your exemplary virtue, you may convince the world that merit alone is the privilege of an oddfellow. We are oddfellows only when we act and speak like honest people. I shall now recommend you to our most noble grand, who will further initiate you into the mysteries of our most honorable and loyal institution. And I hope your conduct will be such, after your initiation, as to give us cause to rejoice in having accepted a worthy character as a member. Conduct them to the most noble grand.
Await, most noble grand, await. A stranger stands before you.
He cannot be awoke. He is not before slept for many hours.
He must be awoke. Permit me to lay my right hand on his shoulder.
Touch him gently.
Await, noble grand, a stranger stands before you.
Do I hear a voice?
A stranger stands before you.
The stranger stands before me. How came he admittance within these sacred walls?
By the recommendation of some old worthy members.
By this recommendation, I doubt not that thou art worthy. Thy appearance becomes an odd fellow. What, if to gratify momentary idle curiosity, that thou hast been induced into this ancient and honorable order, thou mayest be greatly mistaken. Thou must know that to betray a friend who has entrusted to thee the inmost secrets of their heart is to become a character with whom even an open villain would not associate, and with whom all good people would hold in detestation. I make not the least doubt, but in our present disguise thou takest us for oddities. But learn, my friend, not to judge people by their external appearance, lest they, like us under our present moment, deceive thee. Turn round and see if thou knowest any of these characters behind you. Make a low bow. Lower. That will do. In order to enable you to support the charges you have undertaken, you are to do all you can all the good you can to your fellow creatures, especially to the brethren of this order. You are not to hurt or injure anyone, and by strict adherence of these rules, you will gain an honest heart and a good conscience, which are the peculiar characteristics of every good oddfellow. The duties of odd fellowship will always teach you to stretch your hand to a member in distress, to offer up your warmest petitions for their welfare, and to assist them with your best counsel and advice, and betray no confidence which they may repose in you. In short, to mutually support and assist each other. You will remember to do these brotherly offices. Many there are who, under the mask or garb of friendship, have introduced themselves into orders like ours, for the purpose of betraying confidence reposed in them. But such we trust we shall not find you. You are now bound and connected by solemn promises, May they always direct your actions. And you will possess a conscience void of offense, live in charity with all mankind, and die in hopes of happiness beyond the grave. Conduct him to our worthy past friend.
Worthy and respected friend, you are now, by the unanimous voice of this lodge, elected a brother and a member of the Independent Order of Oddfellows, a privilege which a great many would be glad to embrace, but are denied, and which we presume you yourself do not sufficiently understand. First, it is ancient, and when you are acquainted with the friendly principles it inculcates, I doubt not you will with us pronounce it honorable. It has a tendency to make men appear in this world as they ought, if they conform to its precepts. Religious disputes are never suffered in any lodge, but as Oddfellows we pursue the universal religion of nature, and that is the cement which unites in one bond people of the most discordant opinions, and brings together those who are most distant from each other. You are to be a member of benevolence with charity, not to sit down content, while your fellow creatures, or brothers and sisters, most likely more worthy than yourself, are in distress, and it is in your power to relieve them, without injuring yourself, family, or connections. In the lodge, you are to behave with all due decorum, lest the harmony thereof should be broken. You are not to neglect your own affairs for the sake of odd fellowship, nor involve yourself in quarrels with those who through ignorance or ill will abuse it. If you recommend a friend to be made an oddfellow, you must consider them to be such one as will conform to the aforesaid duties, lest at any time by their misconduct the order might pass under some evil imputations. As nothing is so painful to the feelings of faithful oddfellows as to see any of their brethren profane or break through the secret rules of their order, and such as can do it, they wish they had never been admitted. Now all is told you, and just caution given. Be secret then, or dread the wrath of heaven.
Or dread the wrath of heaven.
Conduct him to the noble rank.
I wish you joy and happiness in becoming an oddfellow. May you live long and die a good fellow. And when you depart this life and are separated from the noble grand below, may you carry with you that passport which will gain you admittance into life eternal and join the noble grand above. Conductor, I will thank you to conduct our newly initiated brothers with you.
That's it.
Thank you so much, Brother Ainslie and Brooke.